So there's a new version of the UniFi controller software out, and it's not an exciting release, unfortunately. This is still the 5.8 series, so we're in 5.2.7, we're moving to 5.8.28, and you have the usual various bug fixes and improvements. So like I said, not a super exciting release, but nonetheless, we always update to the latest version. I don't really have a problem doing it. I've not really run into any major issues, but always make sure you have a backup. Always make sure that you are prepared to do this. So far, flipping through forums and things like that, no one, I waited a day because, well, I was busy yesterday. And so it seems to be perfectly fine. No one really has any major deployment issues. Here's our current system up and running on my test site. We're going to be doing a VPN video soon. So here it is up and running, and here is the virtual machine that runs it. So I'm going to start there of actually how we do the update process. So this actually runs our UniFi Wi-Fi and video. So this runs the UniFi camera server in our office, and it runs there. It's a VM with 4 cores, 2 gigs, and not actually using all that much memory, and a 60 gig virtual hard drive. So here it is logged into it, and you can see up and running with the camera server and that we're using like 1.2 gigs. One, it doesn't take a whole lot to run these. But there are, if you look at here, there's a lot of processes that get kicked off. Oops, let's show it this way. Here we go. Here's all the different little Java processes that get kicked off running the UniFi system. So if you ever wonder what it looks like from the back end, here it is. I always run my UniFi controllers on Debian-based Linux. So now we're going to go ahead and download the latest version. But before we do anything, we actually start here. Snapshot, new snapshot. And I'm using Zen Orchestra. This can be done because this is on our Zen server, Zen Orchestra web interface to configure it. Just because the forum said it went smooth and everything went well for people doesn't mean I shouldn't back it up and make a quick copy, and just in case. Now I always have weekly whole snapshots of my VMs, like exported external copies, so I can restore my system. But we always start with a quick snapshot of the system. That way, if I do something wrong or if the update goes wrong, I just revert real quick back to a working copy, and no big deal. We start over. So wget and download the file. Now I'm running Debian. I already copied the link here. UniFi, sysv, init, all. That's the right version, so we're going to wget it. And away we go. And I realized it gives it the same name all the time, so I actually forgot to delete the old one, so I'll have to do a quick rename here. So there's that one. That's the old one. You can tell by the date from June 29th. We want this one from August 7th. So let's rename that one so it has a .deb extension. There we go. Then we just type in dpackage -i UniFi sysv init. That's all. Press enter. And away it goes. It's installing. First thing it does is it has to stop the UniFi controller. Comes up with the config file here. Is recommending you backup install a new version. Do you have a backup? We sure do. We just created a snapshot. Unpacking a replacement. All right, the controller started, so we'll move this out of the way. Now it looks like it's still loaded, but actually if we refresh your page, it'll probably log me out. Yep, it did. And everything's red, and this happens when you first do this because it's got to take a second for everything to sync back up and start contacting the devices and wait for them to send their signals back to the server. So when you do restart a server, there is this kind of delay before everything kind of syncs back up, but it happens relatively fast. I'll look at our office here because these devices are local versus our test site has some remote stuff on there. These have already synced right back up for our local devices that are in here. And away we go. So we have the devices all showing, all pinging, all showing connected, and our statistics page. There's no statistics. We don't have a USG here to get it at, but back up and running. And good to go. And now we can look at some of the changes again. Like I said, we went from the 5.2.4, nothing major here. Fixed management VLAN issue with a certain model. Hide broken RSA histogram on a Nano HD. Fix autocomplete for Radius server. Add setup size for UniFi key. Like I said, there's not a lot of changes here. This isn't a major change. This is just kind of some minor upgrade. Fix bug that would reset USG port speed duplex with controller upgrade. That's actually a nice one there. We haven't really run into that. Remove TKP only option from WPA security mode. So I guess we can look at that real quick. That's actually kind of interesting. So if we go over here to our settings, wireless networks. Yep. TKIP is gone, so I guess that is kind of a big change. If you have people that require TKIP settings, they may not want to upgrade to this then. So that's definitely a concern. It does support WPA1 still, or both, which we're going to leave it where it was here. So that's kind of interesting. I think we only have one client, but they have an internal controller that's using TKIP. It's because of some really old equipment they have. I know it's insecure, but it's kind of a unique lockdown network, and we've done other things to help mitigate this network to accommodate that, but those are issues you're going to run into. So I guess that's noteworthy that they removed TKIP on here in this version. So don't upgrade if you have a use case for that, or make sure those sites are on a separate controller. But that's it. The upgrade process is that simple with the UniFis. We've done it many times. It's always gone really smooth. There is a delay depending on how many sites you have. We have a lot of sites on here, so that's going to cause it to take a little bit longer sometimes if there's a database upgrade in between. But other than that, make sure you have a backup, and back up your controller like we do is the easy way to do it, or go into this maintenance controller and actually back up the settings here. Right here is the backup itself, or auto backup, so you know where the files are going. We have it downloading these automatically. Now, I know someone's going to say, hey, why don't you just have this as part of the repository? But we have apt-get auto updating on our system, and we don't want it to auto update unexpectedly, because I do read what the changes are to make sure that there's not any issues before we apply them. So because we have our system set to auto update, because I'd rather have a system constantly be secure, I am conscious though of the UniFi releases, and then I wait and deploy those parts manually. That's why I don't have it part of my regular repository. All right, thanks for watching, and hopefully this was helpful. It is that simple. It's pretty pain-free during doing the updates with the UniFi software. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and click the thumbs up. Leave us some feedback below to let us know any details, what you like and didn't like as well, because we love hearing the feedback. Or if you just want to say thanks, leave a comment. If you want to be notified of new videos as they come out, go ahead and hit the subscribe and the bell icon. That lets YouTube know that you're interested in notifications. Hopefully they send them, as we've learned with YouTube. Anyways, if you want to contract us for consulting services, you go ahead and hit launchsystems.com, and you can reach out to us for all the projects that we can do and help you. We work with a lot of small businesses, IT companies, even some large companies, and you can farm different work out to us, or just hire us as a consultant to help design your network. Also, if you want to help the channel in other ways, we have a Patreon. We have affiliate links. You'll find them in the description. You'll also find recommendations to other affiliate links and things you can sign up for on launchsystems.com. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.